feel like y'all way too high. Let's do this. Daddy's over here tearing up her freaking toy. So if y'all hear it in the background, whatever. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jazz Nicole. If you're new, welcome back to another Wine Wednesday. Before I get started, I just want to address this on my freaking... It's a pimple patch, okay? It's a pimple patch, so don't mind it. It's that time of the month and breakouts. But other than that, my skin has been doing really, really good. But yeah. So yeah, welcome back to Wine Wednesday. I'm filming this on my lunch break. It's actually, let me get my phone. It's actually 12:46 right now. And of course, this wouldn't be a Wine Wednesday if I had wine. So, of course I don't have wine. It's in the middle of the day. So, I do have, I'm going to be doing this Poppi. And I'm just going to put it in this cutesy wine glass. So, this Wine Wednesday, I just wanted to catch up with you guys. I took Daddy out to use the restroom. And I was like, well, let me look at my last like full video that I did so I can like kind of catch you guys up from that video. And that was back in, I think that was like back in January or something. Let me pull it up. It says 2 months ago, so I'm thinking back in January or February, whatnot. Because it was like right after I came back from Chicago. So yeah, it had to be in February. So a lot has just been going on since then. So a lot has been going on since then. Where do I start? Well, not a lot. It just seems like a lot to me because I'm one person. But I'll just start with I guess my spiritually. So spiritually, I've been doing great. I've been doing awesome. Of course, getting closer to God. I haven't been able to go to church as often as I would like to because my church, they moved locations. So initially I was maybe 25 minutes out from my church, but since they've moved locations, I'm like 35 minutes, which is still not that bad. It's just like maybe 10 minutes longer. And honestly, on a Sunday morning, it doesn't, like, it's not that bad. The problem is they changed locations, and then it also changed the time of the service. So service usually would start at 9, now at 9 a.m. and now it starts at 8 a.m. So I would have to get up at 6 o'clock on Sundays to be able to be to church 8 o'clock Sunday morning. And I do like the early bird service, or I forgot what you call it, but I do prefer that service so that way I have the rest of my Sunday to kind of reset, relax, and go about my day. And I love me a Sunday nap. Okay? I love me a Sunday nap. Like, they just do something to you. So, yeah, that's been going on. But, of course, reading my Bible. I still haven't completed, like, the whole Bible. And of course, if you've been following me for a while and I've been telling you about my journey of reading the Bible, I didn't read it from book cover to cover. I've just picked and chosen books to read. Right now, I'm in Proverbs, which I think I should have started off with Proverbs, but Proverbs is good, y'all. Proverbs is good. I haven't made it to Proverbs 31 just yet, but, because y'all know Proverbs 31 woman, but Proverbs... it's good. Proverbs is good. I'm enjoying it. And what else? Oh, I'm also going to a conference in June. And I don't know if you guys like listening to prophetic words here on YouTube. I'm not a huge fan of getting my prophetic words from YouTube, but I think maybe 2 years ago, I'm not sure when she started her channel, but if you listen to Shantia Deja here on YouTube, she does prophetic words, and for some reason, I'm drawn to her prophetic words. I'm drawn to her, like, I resonate to her words, and not all of her prophetic words are meant for me, but there's always a lesson in it. So she just, I like her delivery. So She has a conference coming up in Baltimore. It's called the First Class Summit. She had it last year, but I didn't make it and I didn't watch it virtually. But this year, Holy Spirit just told me, get in the room. Get in the room. I don't know what to expect. My mom is actually coming with me, but other than that, I don't know anyone else that's going. So I'm going to be there in the conference by myself, which I'm so proud of myself because y'all know I'm an introvert. But if Holy Spirit told me to do something, I got to do it. So I'm being obedient, and I purchased the VIP ticket, first class ticket, and I'm so excited. Let's see what they give. I'm so excited to meet Shantia and to meet the other ladies and just be filled spiritually. So yeah, that's all been going on my spiritual journey and getting closer to God, and I'm loving it here. So let's move on to career wise. So career wise, girl, business is booming, baby. Like, I am busy in my career life. Like, if you don't know, I'm a healthcare fraud investigator. Basically, like my daughter Mackenzie likes to say, I'm basically a detective but for healthcare fraud. So that's that. My workload, like my caseload, is ridiculously increasing, and I'm being pulled different types of ways. And I've been doing this for 5 years, but I was in what we call the prepay space, which we would have cases, but it will be multiple people working on one case, versus what I am right now. I'm a senior investigator, and I have control over, like, I'm solely in control and responsible for the cases and how it moves and all of that. So it's a big change, but I love, like, I literally, like, I'm passionate about this. I went to school for criminal justice. Like, I thoroughly enjoy what I do. It's just learning how to document evidence and all of that stuff. That's like the little any type discrepancies with it, or things that I'm struggling with. But overall, I'm loving it, and I low-key like being busy, because when I'm not busy, the imagination just gets wild, and I get to doing all types of other stuff, spending money. So it's good that I'm focused and I have a large workload. But what comes with that is meeting metrics, like meeting deadlines. That's kind of a struggle too. So I'm trying to just balance it all and just taking it as I go. They saying that the learning curve for this position I'm in right now is a year, and I'm in month 3. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good to say I'm just 3 months in. So yeah, and from what I just got out of a meeting, from what I hear, I'm not the only one that's stressed, and they not even new hires and they stressed. So it's good to know I'm not the only one. So that kind of calms my nerves just a little bit. So yeah, career wise, I'm doing good. I also was going for my certification. So certification that I'm going for is an AFI. So AFI is a accredited fraud healthcare investigator, or accredited healthcare fraud investigator. I always get the F and the H confused. So accredited healthcare fraud investigator. You're accredited in healthcare, in fraud, but specific to healthcare. And then there's the CFE, where you're just a certified fraud examiner, and it's not specific to healthcare. It's like fraud in general, which I do want to go pursue it next. So I have been pursuing this since I was in my old position back in December. Paid all the fees, got all the signatures, got all the recommendations and everything. And I had got my study material. I did the prep course, went through that, passed that. I did the practice exam, went through that, passed that. So I finally scheduled the actual exam, and y'all, why I failed it? why I failed the freaking exam. I done paid all this money, passed the practice test, did all this, and failed it. And I forgot that because it's been a while since I took like a standardized test. It's been a while since I took like a standardized test. Well, not standardized, but like a proctored exam. And I forgot that I'm not that good of a test taker. And I know I have anxiety. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, but like my anxiety was through the roof when I was taking the exam. And I'm gonna tell you the part that got me and the part that gets me every time. The test is 150 questions. Cool. The test is not a memorization of facts. So let's say I give examples. So if it's False Claims Act, created in 1965. I don't even know, that wasn't created in 1965, but False Claims Act, whatever, you know the definition, you know what law, what section, what all of that. On the test, it's not going to ask you, okay, the false exam was created in what year. It's going to give you a scenario that involves the False Claim Act, and you're going to have to like apply that to that certain scenario. So the test itself is not about memorizations of facts. It's about knowing what you know and applying it to different situations. So that's another key. Another point was it's proctored. And I personally think it's AI that's watching you. So I think it was this hoodie. So I had this hoodie on, and I had like a scarf on my head because the week before I was taking that test, I was not into my looks. Like, I didn't care what I looked like. I was worried about what was in my mind, okay? So, and I didn't want to go on there looking crazy because I didn't know if it was an actual person watching me or not. So I had like a scarf on. And so they stopped the exam twice. And I thought it was because of my hoodie. So I took the hoodie off. And they was like, okay, go. And then it was stopped again. And it said, like, whatever is on your head, if it's not for religious reasons, you're going to have to take it off. So I ended up taking that off. And that just automatically, because I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I get in my zone when I have, like, y'all, I love hoodies. And I get in my zone when I have hoodies on. So I'm just like, oh my God, now and then my house is cold, stays cold. And so now I'm shivering trying to take this freaking test. But the factor that really got me is the fact that it was freaking timed. It was freaking timed. So I had 3 hours, which you might think 3 hours, that's a lot. But to answer 150 questions, that's crazy. And not just regular questions. I'm talking about these are paragraphs. Okay, so long story short, I felt it, and I had been talking about it all this time. And when I called and told my parents, told my mom and them, they was like, well, Jasmine, you lying, like, you, like, stop playing. I'm like, no. And then mama made this comment. She was like, well, you don't seem devastated, like you're not crying. And I tell you, because this connects to my spiritual growth, I'm disappointed that I failed that test, but also my confidence that I have from God and Holy Spirit, I just know I'm about to pass it again. Like, and then the fact that I can just retake it, that just, like, I wasn't as devastated. I'm like, okay, it's cool. I can just retake it. And it's not like it's something that's required for my field. Like, it's just something extra that I'm doing just to have underneath my belt. So I'm like, it's cool. Like, I felt, I can't cry over spoiled milk. Like, I felt it. Now what I have to do to pass it, like, what do I have to do now? For me sitting here crying and being all like sad and stuff, it's not gonna help me. Matter of fact, the next day I went to a freaking party. Like, okay, so if this was maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, baby, when I tell you, I would have been bawling, I would have been crying, I would have been depressed. No, God got me. God got me. So that's one instance of and I'm not gonna say the devil because we love to blame stuff on the devil, child, but I was really, really proud of myself for not being as disappointed as anyone else would have been. And also on top of that, the company that I work for, they do reimburse you for getting certifications and getting exams, but if you fail, they're not going to reimburse you. So that test was a different price than the retest, and the retest is a lot cheaper, and that test was a lot more. And so I was, long story short, I'm not able to get my funds back. So that was also devastating. And to be honest, there's more what I was worried about, getting my money back. Not like failing the test, because I knew I can retake it. So, yeah, I was just super proud of myself for not being as disappointed. I immediately thought about, okay, what do I need to do next? Like, what's the next steps? And yeah, I was so proud of that. So fast forward, I'm like, okay, now I need to focus on that. Fast forward to, was that this week? Last week. I think that was last weekend. So last weekend, Mackenzie, Holy Spirit woke me up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I usually pray, which I need to get better with that, because I don't be knowing like exactly what to pray about, and my prayers are, I think they're like pretty generic, but anyway, that's besides the point. And something told me to check Mackenzie grades, and I think I spoke about this before, how I felt like I was disappointing her because I wasn't pulling the weight I needed because I had other stuff going on, i.e. I was trying to do my certification. But something told me to check her grades, and they were not good. And so I emailed her teachers because I wanted to make sure that the grades that I was checking on were like the actual grades. And she was saying, they were saying, oh, the interims are coming home today, so you'll be able to see. Baby, I got those things. And I thank Holy Spirit so much, because if I would have gotten that and I wasn't privy to what was going to be on it, I probably would have been like more disappointed. So I kind of just like braced myself for impact. And yeah, so Mackenzie's grades dropped, and third grade is hard. And then they also had Louisiana, they have standardized testing here, so she also had like leap testing and all of that. And so now it's another thing, I feel like I'm failing it. So I'm working with that, and I think her teachers are awesome, because I emailed them. They've assured me that she would have enough assignments to bring her grades up, because yeah, I do not want my baby to repeat third grade. Like, and the thing is, she's so smart. She just needs a little extra help in certain subjects. So but she's like, once she catches on and once she gets it, she gets it. And she is a critical thinker as well, and sometimes that can work to your disadvantage too. So I'm working on it. So that was kind of a blow. And then when you're telling other people, and then they're trying to place blame and all of that, it was a lot. So I didn't get as disappointed with that either. So again, I was super duper proud of myself, right? So I'm making her flashcards and everything, and so we rolling. Fast forward to last night. Of course, Mackenzie, she's still in Girl Scouts. She still does karate, so I'm taking her to karate. I'm doing all of this, y'all. Trying to do a certification, taking my daughter to extracurricular activities, making sure my workload is being completed, all of this. So I get down the street. I'm coming home from, Daddy, what you eating? You're not supposed to actually eat that. That's why you be choking. Don't come up here. Move. Bye. Y'all should see how she looked at me. Anyway, so last night we coming home from karate, and there's a whole bunch of stop signs on my street, y'all. One of them in particular, I don't know why the hell is there. I don't. So I'm going down the street, and then all of a sudden I see flashing lights in my rearview mirror. I'm like, not me? No. Baby done pulled me over and said I didn't stop at the stop sign. I'm like, I ride this road every day. literally every day. So at this point, it's muscle memory. So even if I'm not consciously thinking about it, in my subconscious, I'm pressing on brakes. Like, your body's gonna do it even if you're not thinking about it. Is what I'm trying to get at. And so I'm like, are you sure? He's like, no, you didn't stop at the stop sign. You didn't see me, but you passed it up. So apparently he was sitting in the cut and with his lights off, and he chose that specific stop sign because that, y'all, if I show you all the stop sign, it literally does not make any sense for that stop sign to be there. I promise you, it does not. And so he pulled me over, and he was like, yeah, I gave you a ticket. You can call in about a week to see how much it is, or appear in court. Y'all, that right there almost took me out, because I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And then I thought about it. I told y'all in my last vlog, I did the Esther fast, you guys. So I did the Esther fast, and automatically when you do a fast, you become a target to the adversary. So I completed the Esther fast, and honestly, while I was doing the fast, like, I didn't have like no spiritual warfare. I was getting clarity from God. Like, everything was good. So all this is happening after the fact. And in my mind, I'm like, I know he ain't seen the folks after me, the law enforcement after me. That was cute. That was cute. That was cute. You had me for a minute, y'all. I was about to go. Yeah, I was about to cry. I was about to do it. But I'm like, you know what? That was cute. That was cute. But they ain't gonna take me out. They ain't gonna take me out. Like, you know the God I serve. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. So, yes, y'all. That's what's been going on in my life. And I'm just pushing through. All my days are not great, but I'm pushing through. And I wanted to just be a reminder to all the moms out there, all the parents out there. Everything is not going to be perfect. Everybody going through something. So don't be looking at other people's lives thinking that they got it all figured out. Trust me, everyone is going through something. It's about how you react to it, how you respond to it, and all of that. So, yeah. I also did want to bring up something I saw on the internet. Let me see. And I just want to put my little 2 cents in. I did want to be the, what did they call it? I know y'all probably see it going around. It's about this guy who cut off on Twitter or on X, who cut off 4 of his friends because he had back surgery and neither one of his friends called. And I wanted to get y'all opinion on this because I have my opinion. So I'm trying to see it because I want to save it so I can post a screenshot. Anyway, I'll find it. So he said he cut off 4 friends because he had back surgery and neither one of them called him to check on him. Yeah, he said he had back surgery a month ago and none of his friends called to check on him. And he said he didn't explain to them, he just cut them off. And I totally agree. I totally understand when you feel like, you don't care about me for real because you didn't check on me. But my thought, and the reason why I say I'm going to play the advocate is because I know myself, and it also depends on the age group. But I know myself, if you tell me something way ahead of time, I have so much stuff going on. I have so many moving pieces in my life that I'm in control over. I can't possibly remember a certain day that you have something going on and to check on you. And I'll give you a prime example. So my godson, he had surgery, I think that was last week. And my cousin, y'all know my cousin, my bestie, she told me maybe a month or so prior. And then I also talk to my cousin often. So the first initial time when she told me, I guess I forgot. And then when she was talking, she had mentioned it again. I was like, wait, huh? She was like, yeah, I told you, I just didn't have a date. So I immediately put it in my phone so I won't forget, because I know I get so busy and I get so caught up in my head. I have so many things going on. If I don't put it in my calendar, in my phone, it didn't exist. It don't exist. So I literally put a reminder in my phone to remind myself to call and check on my godson. So, and these are men. And I don't think men are that organized. Like, men aren't that organized. You probably told them, and they honestly, people have other stuff going on. They honestly forgot, and I wouldn't charge that to their hearts. Like, at the least, I would have had a conversation with them to remind them, and then from that, probably cut them off. You know, and then also, it depends on how often do you talk to them. So you may have told them in, like, on the whim or mention it by passing a month ago, and you haven't talked to them in a month, and they literally forgot. Now, I can see if you talked to them since then and you probably mentioned it and they didn't say anything, yeah. But if you told them a month ago and you haven't talked to them in a month, I don't think that was cut off worthy without even addressing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And yeah, I need to get back to work on my cases. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to my Wine Wednesday, or my Poppy Wednesday. And I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.